Excellence is not an accident. It's not something that happens when the stars align or when inspiration strikes. It's not reserved for the gifted, the lucky, or the ones born with advantages. No. Excellence is a war, a daily war, a war fought in silence, where the battlefield is your own mind, your own choices, your own standards, and the enemy, comfort, hesitation, weakness, that soft voice inside you that tells you it's okay to relax, to give less, to settle for just enough. Excellence is not an event. It's not a highlight reel. It's not the trophy or the applause. It's a lifestyle, a code of conduct. It's found in the shadows, long before anyone notices. It is the quiet act of doing what's right when no one is watching, of pushing yourself when it would be easier to coast, of saying no to average over and over again until excellence becomes your identity. Most people will never understand this path. They'll call it obsessive, too intense, too extreme. And that's exactly why they'll never taste true greatness. They want the rewards, but not the discipline. They want the praise, but not the pain. They want the result, but refuse the process. But you wouldn't be listening to this if you were like them. You're here because there's something in you that knows. This world will not hand you anything worth having. You must take it. You must earn it. You must become it. So if you're ready to walk the path few dare to tread, then understand this. Excellence is not something you chase. It's something you become. And becoming it is hell. 1. Win the first battle. Master your mornings. Before you can conquer the world, you must conquer your morning. The alarm rings. Your body resists. Your mind negotiates. And right there, in those first few seconds, you are either building strength or feeding weakness. Most will hit snooze. They'll say, just 5 more minutes. But you? If you seek mastery, you rise. Not because it's easy, but because that small act is a declaration that you own the day, that you don't take orders from laziness, that you lead yourself before you try to lead your life. The morning is sacred. It's the forge where warriors are built. Not because waking up early makes you special, but because what you do in those first moments sets the tone for everything that follows. You wake up, you move, you stretch, you breathe. You give your body strength and your mind clarity. You don't scroll, you don't consume. You create, you direct, you command. Even if it's just 10 minutes of focused movement, mindset priming, planning your mission, you are setting fire to the machinery of mediocrity. And the more you win the morning, the less the world can shake you, because you've already chosen who you are before the chaos begins. 2. Guard your mind. Control your focus. Excellence requires warlike focus. In a world designed to hijack your attention, silence is strength. Every ping, every notification, every scroll, every meaningless conversation, it pulls you off mission. And you must decide, will you let your attention be stolen? Or will you guard it like your life depends on it? Because it does. Whatever you focus on, you become. Focus on weakness, and you become fragile. Focus on distractions, and you waste your power. Focus on growth, and you become unstoppable. Your time is not your most valuable asset. Your attention is. Time without attention is useless. You can have 12 hours and waste it. Or you can lock in for 3 hours and make more progress than most make in a week. Train your brain. Cut the noise. Protect your environment. Build rituals that anchor you into deep work. And eliminate everything that dilutes your mission. Focus is not about doing more. It's about doing less, but with more intensity. One goal, one target, one mission at a time. And when you hit it, move to the next. The scattered mind is a slave to chaos, but the focused mind, that mind is a weapon. 3. Kill the debate. Build ruthless discipline. Most people lose before they even start, not because they can't, but because they negotiate. Should I go to the gym or take a day off? Should I grind or chill tonight? Should I start now or later? And every second of that internal debate, weakness wins. You must kill that voice. You must destroy the option of failure. Discipline is not about willpower. It's not about being hyped. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about acting like a machine when your emotions scream for mercy. It's about showing up no matter what. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Discipline is binary. You either do or you don't. There is no in between. And every time you do what you said you'd do, even when it's hard, you carve a deeper groove into your identity. You stop being someone who tries and become someone who executes. So start small. One win, one commitment. Keep it. Stack it. Repeat. Over time, that discipline becomes your shield. It becomes the edge that separates you from the quitters. 4. Outlast the rest. Embrace relentless consistency. Intensity is seductive. It makes you feel powerful. But intensity without consistency is worthless. Anyone can go hard for a day, a week, maybe even a month. But the ones who win, they go hard for decades. They don't get bored. They don't need variety. They don't need motivation. They are addicted to the grind. They thrive in routine. They are married to the process. Relentless consistency is about refusing to miss. It's about doing the work, whether it rains, shines, or your whole world falls apart. Even when the results don't show up, even when the progress is invisible, even when the voice of doubt whispers, maybe this isn't working. You ignore it. You keep going. Why? Because you are not working for the reward. You are working for the identity. And that identity is forged through 1,000 repetitions of unglamorous, unseen, uncompromising effort. Miss a day, get back on track. Fall off, stand back up. Never let one missed rep turn into a missed week. That's how you lose the war. Because in this game, you don't have to be extreme. You just have to never stop. 5. Raise the standard. Never settle again. You don't get what you want. You get what you accept. Most people adapt to their environment. If the room is lazy, they slow down. If their friends are unmotivated, they coast. But true warriors, they impose their standard on the world. They don't care what others do. They don't care what's normal. They don't care what's easy. They've decided that their standards are law, and they live and die by them. If your standard is weak, your life will be weak. If your standard is discipline, your life will become order. If your standard is excellence, your life will reflect power. Raise the bar, then hold the line. And every time you're tempted to lower it, remind yourself, I don't do that anymore. Not because you're perfect, but because you've decided. 6. Move fast. Act without hesitation. The moment you know you need to act, act. Don't think. Don't analyze. Don't wait for courage. Because hesitation is the thief of greatness. Most people lose momentum not because they don't know what to do, but because they delay. They wait for the right time, but that time never comes. The window closes, the opportunity vanishes, and regret takes its place. The key? Move before your mind has a chance to stop you. Train yourself to act with speed. Ruthless speed. Need to start a task? Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Need to say something hard? Speak before fear locks your jaw. Need to make a move? Step before your doubt builds a cage. Speed builds momentum, and momentum destroys resistance. The faster you move, the easier it becomes. Because when you're in motion, you don't need to feel motivated. You are momentum. 7. Become unbreakable. Forge mental toughness. This is the core of it all. The world will punch you. Life will test you. Pain will visit. Doubt will scream. And if your mind is soft, you will break. But if you've trained, if you've suffered with purpose, if you've chosen hardship over comfort every day, you will rise while others fall. You must seek the pain now, so that when life brings its worst, it feels like a warm-up. Wake up early when it hurts. Do one more rep when you're gassed. Sit in the silence of your own mind until the demons appear, then conquer them. Mental toughness is not a trait. It's a weapon. Sharpen it daily. Not in the big moments, but in the tiny ones. When you want to quit, but don't. When you want to scream, but breathe. When you want to fold, but fight. That is where greatness is born. Not on the stage, not on the screen, but in the dark, in the discomfort, in the endless repetition of war against your weaker self. 8. Identity is everything. You become what you repeat. Let this be burned into your mind. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And behind every system is an identity. If you see yourself as someone who tries to be disciplined, then you will always battle inconsistency. But when you become the person who is disciplined, who is focused, who is relentless, the game changes. Identity doesn't change with declarations. It changes with repetition. You become what you consistently do. Want to be a leader? Then lead yourself every damn day. Want to be excellent? Then let every action scream excellence, no matter how small. Want to be unstoppable? Then stop giving yourself reasons to stop. You must live as if the old you is already dead. The version that made excuses? Gone. The version that waited for motivation? Buried. The version that feared challenge? Destroyed. Now, you are reborn in action, in purpose, in ruthless execution, and that rebirth begins now. 9. The hidden cost of comfort. Comfort is the most seductive form of poison. It feels good. It feels safe. It feels earned. But it is the silent assassin of dreams. Every time you choose ease over effort, comfort over courage, convenience over growth, you rot. Slowly, quietly, but certainly. Comfort will not announce your death. It will lull you to sleep, whispering, "You've done enough," while your fire dies out. But excellence demands discomfort. It demands struggle. It demands that you bleed with purpose. So ask yourself, what are you sacrificing on the altar of comfort? Your dreams? Your strength? Your legacy? Then kill the comfort. Burn the blanket. Walk into the storm. And know that every step in the cold, every moment of discomfort, every ounce of pressure is building you into something the world cannot break. 10. Choose the path. Few dare to walk. You don't need more information. You don't need another trick. You don't need more time. You need decision. A clear, final, non-negotiable decision. I will not live like them. I will not tolerate average. I will not bow to feelings. I will not betray myself for fleeting comfort. This decision will make you an outcast. The masses won't understand. But they are not your concern. They are not your standard. They are not your tribe. This is the path of the few. disciplined, the focused, the forged, the one who rises while others rest, the one who executes while others hesitate, the one who carries the weight no one else dares to touch. Not because it's easy, but because someone has to. So choose. Not just today. Not just when it's convenient. Every single day. Show up in the dark. Hold the line when it's lonely. Act with force when fear shows its teeth. And build, through your habits, your focus, and your discipline, an unbreakable identity. One forged not by applause, but by pain. Not by motivation, but by will. Not by chance, but by choice. Thank you for joining us in today's hero's journey. Subscribe for more personal development content to keep you on the right track.